So in today's video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to make your 808 sound good, because that's something that I struggled in the beginning, like in my first 7 months making beats, to the point that I switched to like just using bass and kick instead of the 808, because I just didn't know how to make it sound good, you get what I mean? And that was a frustration. I watched a lot of tutorials, but it still didn't work, okay? So in today's video, I'm really going to teach you exactly what you have to do, okay? So just before we start, don't forget to subscribe and let's start the video. So we are right here on FL Studio, and I've got a beat right here that we made actually in the last video, where I was talking, basically making a video teaching how to make a trap beat, okay? So I made that beat, you get me? It's a very simple beat, you get me? Not too complicated, not too, you can see that I didn't even arrange the beat yet, you get me? So I'm just gonna basically just show exactly how I make this 808 sound good, or because like the truth is, like a lot of people, they actually like watch tutorials, they do exactly, but it still don't sound good. And I found that there's a couple of reasons, you got what I mean? Or it could be even the problem of the 808 itself or whatever, you got what I mean? But yeah, okay, so I've got my drum kit right here, you got what I mean? So I'm gonna use spins right here. Yeah, spins. Okay, so spins, it's already gonna work pretty well. You're gonna, I had a Z right here. So basically, the truth is, I'm gonna tell you right here, there were times that I was even using, basically before I learned some things, there were times that I was using spins and were still not sounding good, okay? These same spins, you get what I mean? So the first thing you gotta do is go right here, disable use loop point, that's pretty obvious. But is click here on your right button, you got what I mean, on your mouse, and go right here, cut itself. It's basically so that it doesn't go over each other. And if you watch already a couple of tutorials of how to make your 808 sound good, or just you just watched people making beats, you already saw that probably. But the truth is, there were, like, I saw this and it was still not sounding good, and I was just like, what it is exactly, okay? So something I struggled, which a lot of people struggle, I don't know, because I watched a lot of tutorials, people saying, put the 808 on the same note. But it took me a while until I really found a video that really helped me, you got what I mean? So basically I'm going to teach you exactly that, because a lot of people didn't taught exactly, you got what I mean? They will say, oh yeah, on the same note, but it was not very clear. Maybe I was not very smart, but yeah. So for that you go to your main melody, okay? So how do you know what's your main melody? Usually your main melody is like the first melody that you made, and it's not like complementation, it's not the vocal, usually it's kind of something like this, you know what I mean? It's like the main melody, which maybe sometimes is just like, for example, imagine a guitar beat, you know what I mean? The main melody of the beat is the guitar itself, you know what I mean? It's not like the flute that appears sometimes, you know what I mean? You understand what I mean? So this is my main melody, you get what I mean? So let's talk about the root notes, okay? The root notes are not these, the root notes are not these ones, okay? It's not these ones, because first they don't even play right here, okay? The root notes are these one, okay? So what do you do? You got what I mean? You understand that it's these notes, which is the root note usually of the everything, you get what I mean? And then you just go down 2 notes, and it's B4, you get what I mean? You go from C5 to B4, okay? By the way, if you're interested into learning exactly how to go from bad at making trap beats to start making good trap beats, I basically got a program which is basically a course where I teach you exactly, I basically go in depth on how to make trap beats, okay? So if you're interested in that, is in the link in the description, and I give access to a free drum kit, to a free sound kit, basically sounds to make melodies, and as well I teach you how to mix your beats, you get what I mean, and as well you get access to a free template. So if you're interested, I really recommend to check it out, but let's just continue with the video. So that's the root notes, okay? Oh, we understand this. So now we've got here the spins, and then we just gotta, it's already basically right here, you get what I mean? That's something you can do, like just click on that, and if you're in the same pattern, it really helps, you get what I mean? So it's already right here. So what do? You want something like this size, not like something like this, or something like this, just like this is usually pretty good, you get what I mean? So basically, until here, you put the 808 on these notes, okay? And then we go down to these notes, and then we go up and go up. That's something I actually didn't understood exactly. I thought it was like just put right here, really on the same place. But that's something you can use for the kick, for example, because the kick, it's, for example, the bass and the weight away work the same, but the kick, it's like a snare. You can put all in the same place, like the hi-hat. Okay, so basically, what you're gonna do, just make a pattern. I'm just gonna make a pattern. You get what I mean? When you're about to make a pattern, it will all depend on your style, but don't just make the 808 play so much times, because it can sound better, but people rather, whether you're making beats for you or for another artist, you get what I mean? You need like a beat that there's no like space, you get what I mean? You don't want the way that's playing like all the time, boom, 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 you get what I mean? So I'm just gonna just make something right here, very simple, you get what I mean? This is something like that, just over time you're gonna just be better at, you get what I mean? Just by seeing, just by practicing, you get what I mean? Let me just do this. Let me just make it all, everything play together, because then it sounds kind of strange. Oops. Like here. No. Here I could even put less 808s, but there's space, you get what I mean? You get what I mean? Oh, there's still space, even though it's like more like, I guess I can say like Take Keith. It's like kind of like a producer that is put it with a little bit faster, but it's still, there's some space, you get what I mean? But even though it plays quite a good amount of times, you can still, there's still sometimes there's quite a lot of space, you get what I mean? But I'll still recommend to just play less, but here I'm just trying to give you an example. But okay, you saw that there was one that here that didn't put on the same road. You don't have to always put on the same road, especially right here, just to make it something different for the 808, you get what I mean? Once you do this, the thing that I recommend is to just make it a variation right here. I don't know, just like just something like this. Okay, it's already a variation. You can not have this, for example, something like that. Okay, so it's done. Okay, so what can you still do? Truth is, you don't have much more that you can do. Okay, at least that you should do. You get what I mean? Let's talk about like making it sound like louder and harder, but I'm going to explain it. That's probably one of the reasons why it's sounding terrible. But yeah, so one of the things you can do, which I don't recommend to do too much, is velocity, but you can increase. I don't know, you go from here to here, for example. You put all them right here. All them right here. Exactly. Let me just put all them. Okay, so nice. Okay, we've got all the way we wanted, you get what I mean? So now it sounds harder. Let me just play this. Oops. What we can do is just make it sound louder right here. And in most cases, you don't have to do much more. Sometimes, if you pick a specific 808, there's some 808s that already have kick. In this case, you almost don't have to do nothing. Just make it a little bit louder. But some cases, you can add boost a little bit, but not too much. You got what I mean? So okay, it's basically done. Okay, then maybe like you just go steps. Maybe if you like moderate away that there's not a little bit that noise that away itself has. There's some people that like to use it away that there's more a little bit that noise. It's not really a terrible thing. I mean, you can do that, but you can see like it's already sounding good. But okay, yeah, for some people already helped. You get what I mean. But there's still some people that yes, they say like yeah, it's yeah, that away sounding good. But when I export it, it's like it sounds distorted. It's like just sounds trash, and that was one of my another big problems. Okay, so how did I solve that? It's actually like pretty obvious, or not maybe pretty obvious, but it's basically just you're exporting a bit too loud. That's the reason. Bro, there was a lot of times that I was just like, I don't know, just trying to understand, you get what I mean? But I noticed that every beat maker like was not really like think that was never like I just realized like even searching, I just realized that it was like a problem that basically nobody had made a video about, because it was just like something so obvious, you get what I mean? But basically I just recommend to put don't go that the other way doesn't go more like right here. Doesn't go more than basically right here. Let's put it away right here. You don't want it, oh, it's already louder. Nope. You want it away to not go more than 0. So basically what I do is just I go down the melody, because a melody always has to sound less loud than the drums. So just go down right here until it's it could be maybe even a little bit there, but kind of like this, okay? Maybe you want to make, I don't know, make the increase the velocity to, even though it's not louder but hits harder, you can do that too. Okay, so maybe you can, maybe in this case I could like increase the velocity or something like that. Let me increase the velocity right here. Let me, yeah, because increase the velocity doesn't really increase the volume, but the intensity, you got what I mean? So it's something you can do. Maybe just more than this sometimes could be a problem, but the biggest problem is when you have a big velocity, like you're like on maximum right here, and then you just put it too loud, then it's gonna sound trash when you export it, you get what I mean? Maybe right here, yeah, right here is probably already gonna sound. Okay, so that's it. This is how you make like your 808 sounding good, okay? One of the another problems it could be like, yeah, your 808 is trash. But most cases, it could not be, you get what I mean? But if you want to have access to my drum kit and these spins, I have basically a course which is linked in the description, where I teach you exactly how to make a trap beat. And yeah, I teach you, like, I give basically a drum kit for free, you get what I mean? And even like a sound kit for making these melodies, like the melodies I just made in the last video, in the previous video. So yeah, that's it. This is how you make it always sounded good. And if you're interested in learning more exactly how to make trap beats, yeah, I got that program in the link in the description. So if you're interested, check it out. So that's it. I really hope I helped you better. Yeah, this was like something that I really struggled with, and yeah, I hope that you don't struggle with this anymore, because it kind of sucks, you get what I mean? So yeah, that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, and that's it. I hope I helped you better. I think I'm repeating, but that's it. Goodbye.